challenges facing industrial machinery and components, otherwise known as IM&C, really their business is all about assembly and customer service. Basically understanding what the customer wants, being able to provision it in a cost-effective way, and then being able to service it in a way that delivers excellence in customer experience, retention, at a reasonable cost and price. So the challenge in those industries is there's not a lot of ability to differentiate on a product-based perspective. So if you're in a particular industrial component solution, so a simple one is taps. A tap is an IM&C solution. A tap, you can go buy a Moen. How do you differentiate a Moen from a Switzer from whatever product? So really, it comes down to differentiating your brand and differentiating yourself in terms of service. I think the other challenge is to help IM&C people, they tend to be dealing with larger consumers of products. So a sink tap is a fairly simple example, but if you get into something like an industrial assembly of a power supply unit for a subdivision, large product, needs field maintenance, needs to be alive. So there's a lot of challenges in terms of managing people and product and your supply chain and your service delivery at the end point. And the question is, how do you get effective at having visibility to that whole life cycle? And as a consumer of a product or service, you actually want that visibility as well. Things that an IM&C needs coming out of an ERP solution is really sort of three things. It's visibility into the supply chain, so order to deliver to door. Second thing is effectiveness and quality around service delivery. So one of the big things for IM&C is that typically the things they deliver to a field are fairly large. So bringing it back to do a quality inspection is pretty difficult. So you want to get it right the first time. So that's sort of the second piece, is how do I produce the right thing as quickly as possible to the quality level that's expected. And then the final thing is maintaining that relationship with their end customer, really understanding what the customer wants, giving them what they want, and then maintaining the relationship with them once the thing's deployed in the field. So those are sort of the three big buckets that I would say are important. The advantage it has is that SAP has made massive investments in the product. They're very focused on customer experience, and you saw that especially at Sapphire this year, as well as the whole predictive analytics and the learning model, and the ability to deliver as fast as possible exactly what the end consumer expects. So that's really where their drive is. They've been very clear about that as a value model and where the big part of their investment is. So tools like Leonardo, I mean, their whole Internet of Things strategy, their predictive analytics strategy, that's where their focus is. The way that Illumiti differentiates itself in terms of the industrial machinery and components element is we have a very clear focus on understanding industries. So we've actually got industry principals in each industry. They understand the typical business problems in those industries. Most of us have implemented multiple solutions in the industries. We also understand SAP's product offering in that industry. And the other thing that we do that's a bit of a differentiator is we really try to drive our clients to adopt the investment that SAP's made in the product. One of the things we run into, especially in the mid-market space, is people have a perspective on how they like to do things based on their legacy and their growth. Very normal. But SAP has thousands of clients globally that have learned from implementations, and that's driven changes to the product. So if you're making an investment in SAP, you should leverage the investment that's been made on your behalf and on the industry's behalf. So that's really our implementation philosophy, is to find those things that are unique to your business and try and drive those as the leverage points, and really take the rest of it using the pre-developed knowledge capital that SAP's built.